My name is Angela Giuliani, and I will be reading A. Lincoln and Me, written by Louise Bourdin and illustrated by Ted Lewin. This book was published by Scholastic in 1999. When the student hears the following ding noise, the student can turn the page. There are 365 birthdays, one for every day of the year, and I have the same one as Abraham Lincoln, February 12th, a day of winter when we were both born. Ding! When February comes, we talk about Abraham Lincoln in class. My teacher, Miss Giff, hangs 28 pictures of Lincoln along the wall. We'll all remember him when we get a day off from school. Ding! Miss Giff says we're a lot alike. Old Abraham Lincoln and me. She says I'm as skinny as a beanpole and tall for my age, just like Abraham was when he started reading books. Ding! Sometimes I have big, clumsy hands and big, clumsy feet. I never see wet paint until it's too late. Big Butterfingers, yells Holly in her extra loud voice. Big Butterfeet, yells Carlos, and he runs to tell my friends. Ding! Big hands, I say, and I look down at mine. Lincoln had big hands too, strong hands, said my teacher. Strong enough to split rails for a fence and wrestle 2 men at a time, and pull 36 states back together. I think about all those different states like pieces in a puzzle, some joining north and some joining south. States where everyone was free. States where some folks were not. Ding! Big hands and a big heart, says Mrs. Giff, as we mop up the mess. Later, I hear her tell James and Trish, half a nation once called Lincoln many names, like a gorilla and a baboon and backwards hick. Ding! At recess, Miss Giff tells us that people laughed at Lincoln's frontier ways, at his hair that wouldn't comb, at his long, lanky legs. People figured he wouldn't know how to be president if he didn't have fancy manners, if he'd been poor growing up. Ding! Abraham Lincoln has his very own shelf in our school library. There's a lot to say about this man, who had big hands and big feet, who was tall for his age, just like me. For starters, he didn't like to be called Abe, so I called him A. Lincoln. The same as his signature in all those books. Ding! There is a Lincoln when I'm not even looking, on the shiny pennies that jingle in my pocket. He doesn't look like someone who walked barefoot to school. He doesn't look like someone whose mother couldn't write or read. He just looks like himself. He's on pennies today because he's a hero, because he talked in words that people could understand, because he told all the slaves, now you are free. Ding! I think about Lincoln when I'm the line leader at school. I think about Lincoln when I'm reading good books and I don't want them to end. I think about Lincoln when I'm singing in the back row, a head above my friends. Ding! I think about Lincoln when I'm on the playground telling funny jokes and making other kids laugh. And I know when I'm running from first base to home plate, my team is glad that my legs are long and that my feet are big. Ding! On the way home from school, I see A. Lincoln, standing tall in bronze in the afternoon sun. Big buttons on his coat, big words in his heart, big hands and big feet like mine. Ding! But I wasn't born in the backwoods of Kentucky, and my house in the city doesn't have a dirt floor. It has a lot of windows. A. Lincoln's log cabin only had one. Ding! When I do my homework, I borrow some chalk from my brother Sam. Then I write out numbers on the back of a shovel, the way A. Lincoln did arithmetic long ago. Listen, nobody can be another Abraham Lincoln. That's what my brother Sam says. When I tape Lincoln's signature just above my bed, but his birthday's mine too, marked on calendars for everyone to see. February 12th, a day of winter, to celebrate Lincoln and me. Ding! So I don't mind that I'm as skinny as a beanpole and tall for my age. Someday, when Dad takes Sam and me to Washington, there's only one person I want to see. I won't listen when my brother points to Lincoln's shoes and says, "They're huge!" Instead, I'll try to read all those words high on the wall above my father's head. They are long and look important. Words came from that very large hand. Sometimes I wish he really were sitting in there, working on the problems of the country, saying big things with his words as he did long ago. Ding! My brother Sam is right about one thing. Nobody can be another Abraham Lincoln. But then I figured, nobody can be another me. That was the book, A. Lincoln and Me, written by Louise Bourdin, illustrated by Ted Lewin.